Hello everyone, we're back with video number 2 going over the course syllabus. So I just talked about the other required materials that you'll need besides the textbook. Make sure that you know these other required materials that you need for the quiz. Important withdrawal dates procedures. Our midterm is October 30th. There will be a midterm exam and a final exam. The college will be closed on November 3rd for election day, so make sure that you get out there and vote. All sections that are H and F, or H, they will automatically go online starting November 20th. Many Parkland students are also U of I students, and the U of I is going all online starting November 20th, so we are accommodating those students. That's why we're going online then for the rest of the semester. Thanksgiving break. During the week of Thanksgiving, on Wednesday at 5 p.m. the college will close and will remain closed on Thursday and Friday. The last day for you guys to withdraw from any class is December 4th, and the last week of class is December 7th. Our final exam will be between December 14th and the 18th. Our final exam will be up on Cobra. You'll take it under the quizzes tab, and so it'll be made available starting at 8 a.m. on Monday, December 14th, and you will have until Friday, December 18th before 11:59 p.m. to finish the final exam. Now, if you think you need like a one-day extension on that, please let me know and I will see if I can grant that to you. The course goals for this semester are that we're going to work on developing our reading skills to do well with our college level work. So we are going to do what's called annotating, which is basically, if you look at a textbook page, you're going to make notes on it. Okay, that's all it is, taking notes, critically thinking, vocabulary, creating summaries, and critical responses. Now the summaries and critical responses, we're going to do one this semester, but note that when you get into CCS 099, you're going to do a lot more. Here we're just kind of introducing you to that. In order to pass the course, you have to have a C or higher. Alright, so your responsibilities. First, attendance policy. So, with this hybrid class, 50% or more of the work will be completed online. So, pretty much think of this as basically an online class, except for when we have to meet in October. And so what they've done is they've allowed you to work at your own pace. Normally, I just put a week's worth of material up there. You get that done by Sunday night, and then I put up the next week's worth. Okay? But the director of the program just told me that they want to try something a little bit different. So here, they're going to allow you to work at your own pace. Now, for some of you who maybe you don't have a lot going on in your life besides work or something, and you have a lot of time that you can sit there and you can work on this stuff and move ahead, that's fine. That's for you. But if you're someone who's really, really busy, you have work, you have kids, you've got other responsibilities to take care of, maybe that doesn't always work for you. Okay? So it's up to you how you want to proceed with this semester. So I will have, right now as I'm making this video, I only have a couple of weeks on here, but by the time you look at this after week 1, there'll be more weeks up there. Okay, so I'm working on getting the first 6 or 7 weeks up until the midterm up on Cobra for you. Okay, so that you can work at your own pace. Now, if you need more structure than that, then just each week do that week's worth of material. Okay, don't worry about moving ahead, just do that week's worth of material. Okay, and then that will keep you on track with this semester. So the idea is that you work at your own pace, you contact me when you have questions. But here's the thing, this doesn't mean that by midterm, October 30th, you just turn in all the assignments. Okay, they need to be turned in as soon as you get them done. Okay, so therefore, what I've done is I've made due dates. So all the work, the assignments and tests for Chapter 10, they need to be submitted before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, September 27th. Okay, so that's going to give you about 2 weeks to work on Chapter 10. And then you need to get those. The Dropbox will close at 11:59, so that's why it needs to be before 11:59. So then the Chapter 3 information that needs to be turned in before 11:59 on Sunday, October 11th. Okay, chapter 4 needs to be turned in by 11:59 on Friday, October 30th. Okay, so that's for midterms. During week 2, you will have an article to read, to annotate, and to write a summary for. So that I'm giving you that assignment during week 2, but it is also due by 11:59 Friday, October 30th. I need to go back and change that, so that'll be for 30th. Okay, and then for the rest of the semester, here's when that material is due to. Okay, so I can't grade everybody's. If you turn in everything by midterm, I can't grade it all. Okay, so we've got to pace ourselves through this. Okay, it gives you some leeway in case you get busy or you get stuck on something and you need extra help on it, but you got to keep up with the class. My expectations then for you is to go on to Cobra Monday of each week and look at what you have to do for that week, okay? And plan out your time accordingly. Planning is going to get you through college successfully, okay? You know what your work schedule is like. You know if you have kids at home to take care of, if you have elderly family members, or you have other responsibilities in your life that you have to take care of. This might not be the only class you're taking, and I completely understand that. And during COVID-19, this pandemic, things may have gotten a lot harder for you. So you're the one who knows your schedule, so you're the one who knows when you can sit down and work on this stuff. And with each assignment that you're given on Cobra, there might be multiple things to do. You might have to read something in the book and then watch a video, make notes from a PowerPoint, and then do an assignment that needs to be turned in. So it's your responsibility to quote unquote turn up for class and do the work. So what does that mean for online? So for online, to show that you're doing the work, you need to turn in at least one assignment a week. Okay? Now, let's say you're someone who gets through stuff fast, okay? And you kind of paced yourself well, and so by the time October 30th comes this week, maybe you get everything done the previous week. So this week, there's nothing for you to turn in because you got the midterm and all of the chapter work turned in and everything, okay? So if you have everything turned in and there's nothing to turn in this week, send me an email. I'll double check to make sure that you've turned in everything, and you will be fine, okay? And then the next week we'll get started on the last three chapters of the book. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're showing me that you're attending class in an online setting by at least submitting one assignment a week. Okay, definitely get more than one in, but as long as you're doing one assignment a week and turning it in, that shows me that you're attending. Now, if you have missed 2 weeks or more and you're not turning in anything, you're not contacting me, that tells me that you have ceased to attend class, and I will withdraw you at midterm. Okay? So make sure that you keep that in mind. Being respectful to everyone. So this mainly will deal with communication with people. It's important that you respect their learning environment and respect who they are. However, if you choose not to, you will not be able to turn in any assignments on Cobra until you have contacted me, and there's a number of ways to do that. We've discussed your behavior and how it needs to change, and you need to be more respectful of others. But if it continues, you will be kicked out of class and will receive an F for the grade. Homework, as kind of described up on the attendance policy, there are specific due dates for getting all chapter material in, but like I said, make sure when you get it done, you submit it and get it turned in. Late work, I will allow up to 6 late assignments for the semester. Oh, let me go back up here real quick. The being respectful policy as well. You'll need to know that for the quiz, as well as this one too. Sorry about that. So this is under the attendance policy. So make sure that you know, in order to be counted as attending, you are required to complete and then submit one assignment per week. And then make sure you know my respectful policy, what happens there. And then you can turn up to 6 late assignments, okay? So if you're not done with chapter 10 yet and it's already the due date, send me an email and say, hey, I haven't completed the test. I will have to go onto Cobra and extend that test for you then, so that you can do it. So definitely the biggest thing with this semester is always contact me, communicate with me when you have questions about things. So finding your assignments on Cobra, the material will be under the content tab. You'll submit your assignments under the Dropbox, and then the testing and exams will be under the quizzes tab. So how do you submit your work on Cobra? Like I said earlier, do not use Google Docs. Okay, it's not connected to Dropbox, so you're going to have a hard time submitting your work then. You want to try and save it in a PDF file or through Microsoft Word. Now let's say your computer doesn't allow you to download Microsoft Word and you don't want to risk losing your material on the online version of Word because it doesn't have a save button. It's supposed to save automatically. Okay, what you can do is type it up into an email and send it to me that way as well. Okay, so here's some ways that you can submit your work. So the obvious one is submit it to the Dropbox using Microsoft Word or PDF file. The quizzes and tests will be under the quizzes tab. So if you don't have Word on your computer and are unable to use the online version, that's fine. Type it up into an email to me. Maybe you do have that PDF file or Word document, but for whatever reason it won't upload to Dropbox. Send it to me in an email. And if all else fails, if you have the assignment written out or on another device, take a picture of it and send me the picture. All right, I'm very flexible at how I get the assignments. Okay, and if none of this works, email me. All right, and let me know, and I will help you. Okay. If you don't understand an assignment, email me right away and say, hey, I don't understand this, and I will definitely work with you. And maybe we need like a week's worth of conversation in order to get you caught up on something. I'm willing to do that and willing to give you an extension on the assignment because you're working on it. Here, how much time should you expect to spend on this course? This is not exact. This is just an average that they want us to include in our syllabus just to give you an idea of how much for in-class reading assignments, homework, writing summaries, and critical responses. Remember, this is pretty much all online for us. So expect that you're going to spend some time on this class. Okay? We are going to stop this video here. We're going to unfortunately need a third video for this syllabus. I apologize for that, but I want to make sure I go over everything with you. Again, I'll highlight the things that you'll need to know for the quiz, and please email me if you have any questions about anything. And I'll see you in video number 3.